Hi everyone and welcome back to Chef's Eats. Today we're going to make another barbecue favorite, pulled pork. The beautiful thing about preparing a pulled pork is how cheap and inexpensive this is, and you can feed the masses on pennies. And the best part about it is, the only thing we're going to need are a few simple ingredients. So let's get started. Now the first step I like to do is patting my pork shoulder dry. This is going to help all the rub that we're going to put on it to stay on very well. And you notice this layer of fat on top right there? Well, this is just going to be additional flavor. And you see the bone? This is also going to add a lot more flavor while cooking it. Now just generously add our spice rub on. You can use whichever you like, but this is my personal spice rub. And make sure you generously coat the entire shoulder. Top, bottom, sides, everywhere around it. This is going to penetrate and add so much additional flavor into this meat right here. And if you don't have a spice rub, salt and pepper is totally fine, but you just want to really aggressively season it very well. After this is done, just allow your meat to rest for about 20 minutes, and all these additional spices are just going to soak up inside. Look at her. Let her just rest and hang out. Now, in a 300-degree oven, let's get a roasting pan, place our pork shoulder on it, and simply pop it inside. Now this was a 4-pound pork roast. It took me 5 hours, so please be patient. Now to accompany our pulled pork sandwich, I'm just going to get an assortment of a few different pickled vegetables. Today we're going to be using cucumber, carrots, and red onion. I'm actually getting inspired by the Bahn sandwich. So simply trim the cucumber and the carrots up, slice them aggressively on a bias. Now this is only for presentation. You don't have to do this. And with a mandolin, be very careful and slice your carrots. Make sure that the fingers are placing up and slice away from yourself very gently. Checking the thickness, you want it to be a little thick because we're going to pour a warm pickling liquid on top. And when it starts getting close, don't even chance getting the extra little bit. This is just too dangerous to possibly cut yourself. So I'm just going to discard the bottom. Safety first, everybody. Safety first. Now, after the carrots, just slice the cucumbers. There we are. Perfect thickness. These are going to be a little easier to cut. And slicing away, making sure that we're very careful while using this mandolin. And the last vegetable we have to prepare is the red onion. Now, sometimes when you're slicing onions, it'll get you down and get you a little runny-eyed and crying, but don't worry about it. At the end, when you're eating this pulled pork sandwich, it's going to make everything better. There we go. Just simply slice away, making sure that your fingers are safe. Just that simple. Now let's prepare our pickling liquids. Simplest one you're ever going to make in your life. Equal parts water, vinegar. In this case, I'm using rice vinegar. And sugar. That's it. Now, only thing we need to do is grab this pot, bring it over to a stove, turn the heat on, and give it a nice, simple little mix. So now that we have this mixed up nicely, only thing we're going to have to do is let it come up to a quick boil. It's that simple. Pickling liquid is done. Now with this broth, just grab a ladle and spoon the liquid on top of our shaved vegetables. Now this heated pickling liquid, it's going to slightly cook our vegetables, but that's going to be okay. It's going to still have a nice little crunch to them as well. The longer that you let them set in this liquid, the more flavor they're going to gain. And you can do this with any type of vegetables that you like to use. And just quite simply give them a nice little mix, make sure they're all coated, and let them hang out. You know, these vegetables right here, I could have them as a snack every single day of my life. There we go. Everything's nice and simple over here. Nice and mixed. Look at that pork. That's been about 5 hours roasting away. So, let's pull her out of the oven and let her rest for about 30 minutes. Look at this. Look at all that flavor. Oh yeah. So now that we've allowed our pork to rest for about 30 minutes, what I'm going to do first is pull that layer of fat off. We're not going to mix it into our pulled pork mixture. We were just getting the flavor of fat just melting into it while it roasted. And grab a fork because it might still be a little hot and you want to use caution. And very gently just scrape it apart. This pork is so delicious right here. I'm just smelling all this flavor coming out of it. So yummy. So just keep on pulling it away using a fork, and it's good to leave good sized chunks. Add a little bit of your spice rub for additional flavor and seasoning, and some homemade barbecue sauce. If you need a recipe, click on my baby back rib video, and this is the same exact recipe for the same exact sauce. You're gonna love it. Now that we have that in, just simply mix up the pork a little bit. It's already moist as is, so this barbecue sauce is just gonna add a little bit of additional flavor. Actually, it's gonna add a lot of flavor. So mixing it well. There we are. Look at that. Doesn't get much better. So now that the pork is ready, vegetables are pickled, let's just get our sandwich ready. Yes, this is a massive piece of bread. This is a large King's Hawaiian sweet roll, and you know what? Yes, that's right. I'm gonna put all 4 pounds of pork inside of it. Let's do this. So after roasting it in the oven, get a little bit of a crispy skin. Quite simply, fill her up. A little bit more pork, a little bit more. Let's make sure that we have a nice base foundation so that we can just keep adding more pork. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're really going to do this, but it's going to happen right now. 4-pound pulled pork sandwich. Nice. It's so moist as well. I wish you could smell it. Let's top it off. Now with a little bit of our additional barbecue sauce, let's just add some more onto it. Add additional flavor. After that, some of our scattered vegetables, starting with the cucumbers. Cucumbers always add a nice refreshing flavor to any dish that you eat. The carrots as well. And last but not least, our pickled red onions. Make sure to spread these out nice and evenly. It has such a great flavor. We want everybody to get a nice even bite. Put the top back on. There we go. Well folks, here it is. Homemade pulled pork sandwich. Doesn't get much easier, and you want to know what? Your friends are going to love it. Here's a recipe as following. Please give me some feedback and let me know how everything turned out. And if you did anything differently, I'm really excited to hear. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.